Okay, so we're back in the Skunkworks garage doing some work on the E30. Today is just going to be a general tidy up, change some of the relays to the correct ones, put a MAF on and get it idling right, and yeah, just a general tidy up really. Luke's already in here doing some work, or just kind of...
I also got the brake booster hose with the one-way valve, so we'll shorten this to the right length run to the Cleo booster, and then we can get that sitting in there as well, because we didn't really think about it last time, but that would have also been a massive vacuum leak.
Yeah, so it's just a general tidy up and kind of continuing on from where we left off, but just having a couple of the parts that we were missing.
Yeah, cool, let's do that.
Perfect. So just finished up changing all of the relays for these Bosch ones. They're not, we didn't have the wrong ones in there, but these are just a little bit more correct for what we're trying to do. Also, I was running the wrong relay on this back one, so it was kind of running constant. So when I pulled it out, it was quite warm. So switched that one for the correct one, which is good. Already fitted the, I don't know if you can see that, the idle control valve to intake boot hose. Hose clamp on the idle control valve side, but then the other one doesn't need it because it's just going to be push fit. MAF is on. Luke's just hose clamped that on, and we tried to hose clamp on this side as well. So it's starting to shape up to see how much room we've got here, because we're talking about running a actual aluminium intake box here that we're going to get fitted, but I mean, until we get the rest of the stuff mounted on the front, like the headlights and all that, probably won't know how much space we've got, but it's already kind of shaping up. We already know that from previous swaps that you can fit a decent sized intake here. We still need to do the brake booster hose fitting, so we'll do that. Just kind of getting all of this sort of stuff sorted and out the way for now. So as you just heard, it's starting to idle nice now that it has all of this hooked up. Doesn't sound like there's any vacuum leaks. Well, we can't really run it for too long just because obviously there's no front end or no cooling or whatever on it, but it's nice to start it and just hear it idling, and it sounds healthy, which is kind of a, you know, a breath of fresh air after putting all the effort in. We're just going to scan it now, so Luke's just going to grab his laptop and we'll see if there's any issues with it or see what's really been happening. I mean, obviously there's going to be a couple of things coming up on the scan because half the car's missing, but I mean, it gives us a good baseline rundown on what we've done so far. We're just going to tackle a couple of other things, like we kind of can't remember if there's any trans fluid in there, so we're going to crawl under the car and check that as well.
Alright, so we've just gone through and cleared the codes in the ECU. We're just going to reset the adaptions, because obviously it's a different engine than what the ECU was running before, so it's going to be different, and obviously different setup. So we can read, and we can see we've got code 68, which is just the tank ventilation valve, which is this one that's not plugged in here because we're not running a tank vent, because E30s don't have them. And so what we'll do now is start it up, and we'll just have a look at some of the live data and make sure that everything's reading right. Obviously coolant temp's not working at the moment because there's no coolant in the block, but everything else should be correct. So now that we've got that, I think that's it. Now that we've just tested that, we'll just check the codes again and make sure that we're all good. Yep, so we picked up another code, so we've got the tank vent valve there, M52. I can't remember off the top of my head what that one is, but what I'll do is I'll just quickly jump to that now, and you can just keep filming here and I'll speed this up. MS41 code.
52?
No, it's an MS41 BC. It's an M52 engine.
Oh, alright.
There's a specific one I want.
It's just picking up your reflection on it.
That's all good. I think it's this one. I'm going to scroll down to MS41, which is this one, so we're getting code 52, which is our exhaust flap. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so exhaust flap and tank vent valve, which is 68, which you can see here as well. Tank venting valve. So exhaust flap, which this car doesn't have, because it's an E36. And vent valve, which we're not running. So they're the only two codes we're getting at idle. To do a proper test, we need to be able to run and drive it, but we need to get the cooling system on there so we can run it up to temp and make sure the thermostat's opening at the right temperature and everything. So we can probably put all the wiring covers back on there now as well, because we're done with that.
Yeah, just start tidying it up.
Yeah, just start tidying it up.
So we just took a couple of the pins out of the ECU, just ones we don't need, and then we've just tucked and rewrapped the wiring loom and then put it under its cover. So it's all kind of like tidied up now and not so obnoxious looking with all of the... We still need to cut these and repin them as well. Just obviously they're too long and they only need to go to there, so we still need to sort that out, but once we have the stuff for that, we'll sort that out.
Fuse box is sorted as well.
Yep, fuse box is all done.
Got to mount the fuel filter still, but need to get a bracket for it. What else?
That's it pretty much.
Yeah, we could do the pull the ABS sensors that are in the front hubs out, because we don't need those.
Yeah, that's true.
ABS.
Yeah.
And we can take off the vacuum hose one, because we're done with that.
Nice.
Gauge harness, can't do that. Dipstick, we've got it, it's at the back of the car. We just made it with a bracket.
Fuel lines?
Nah, because we've got to sort out the bracket.
Oh, we need to do the bracket, don't we?
Yeah. Firewall grommet, we've taped the harness now, we just need to get the grommet.
Yeah.
Headlight to worry about later.
Dipstick cut and weld. Oh, while I was doing all the wiring, Luke prepped the dipstick to be cut and welded with all the extra parts on it.
There's a cable tied on the front.
And it's just, yeah, it's just cable tied there, so that's for the mount, and that's just gonna sit here and allows the dipstick just to kind of avoid everything and go where it needs to go. It's just hard with the swap, you can't just run the dipstick going straight up.
Yeah, so the dipstick, obviously this sumps off an M50 out of an E34, so the dipstick needs to have the return from the CCV from the M52. So we just took a M52 rear sump dipstick, cut the return drain off it, and just mounted it. We're going to get it welded. We've already drilled it, so we've just got to get it welded to the E34 dipstick so that we can close up, and that's like the last vacuum leak, which should just seal the whole crankcase system so that there's no open to atmosphere points, and then it's just a matter of doing the cooling system pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, just all front end stuff, and we'll probably do a video of us putting the headlights together as well.
Yeah, they're all in pieces.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video in itself.
We'll probably like continue this video on we're probably going to do a little bit more today, but continue this video on next time with us throwing the cooling system together.
Yeah.
Because that's just like 3 hoses, and then we'll just bleed the engine, and then got to do a fan, which is easy enough. We'll just put a temp switch on the side of the radiator.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can worry all about that at the tail end of this video, which will probably be later in the week.
Yep. We also ordered all the speakers and a period correct but modernized head unit as well, which we're going to do all of this. So the interior stuff's going to be coming soon, which is good. We still need to wet vac the seats, which we were talking about doing, but it's just a matter of really getting to it.
Might sit out on the deck and do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's what we should do. Get that done, because then we can put the interior together.
That's a good point, actually. Like, because
once we put the seats in and bolt the front seats down, then it's just a matter of doing the under dash wiring and putting the dash back together, which is way easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.